What's up, combatants, and welcome to another edition of the complete history of Mortal Kombat. In this video, we're going to take a look at my favorite storyline in the MK timeline, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. This is my favorite because the characters' storylines intertwine with each other and have a large impact on the overall story. You'll see what I'm talking about. I anticipate this video to be a little bit longer than my others, so sit back, get comfortable, and enjoy. Before we dive in, if you'd like to learn more about Mortal Kombat lore and story, make sure you subscribe to MK Temple and click the bell to get notifications every time a new video posts. In my last video, I took a look at Shinnok's attack on the heavens and Edenia during the events of Mortal Kombat 4. After Shinnok's defeat and re-banishment to the Netherrealm, Earthrealm and Edenia remained in peace in the years that followed. In Outworld, a weakened Shao Kahn was left fending off the advances of both the Edenian and Shokan armies. Meanwhile, in the fifth plane of the Netherrealm, Quan Chi was being chased and tormented by Scorpion after Scorpion learned that the sorcerer was the one responsible for his family and clan's death so many years ago. Two Oni, Malak and Draman, stumbled upon Quan Chi fighting a losing battle against Scorpion. Chi begged for their help, promising their release from the realm if they assisted him. The Oni attacked Scorpion, who then retreated after being outnumbered 3-1. Quan Chi thanked Malak and Draman and told them he would make good on his promise as soon as he can figure out how to escape the realm himself. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but Quan Chi is a free-roaming sorcerer, couldn't he just open up a portal to escape? Well, apparently not in the fifth plane of the Netherrealm. Quan Chi's powers are greatly weakened, whereas Scorpion's are enhanced. Malak and Draman led Quan Chi to the location of ancient Netherrealm ruins. The ruins housed a dormant portal that could be unlocked by use of Shinnok's amulet, which Quan Chi still had in his possession. The ruins also gave Quan Chi more insight on the amulet and the powers that it held. It was at this time that Scorpion attacked the three again. With Malak and Draman busy battling Scorpion, Quan Chi saw this as the perfect distraction. He activated the dormant portal with his amulet and escaped the Netherrealm. Scorpion managed to break free from the clutches of Malak and Draman and chased after Quan Chi through the portal. The two Oni realized Quan Chi had fled the realm and intended on leaving them behind. Malak and Draman became furious with Chi and traveled through the portal to seek revenge on the sorcerer. All parties came out of the portal in different locations in Outworld. Quan Chi landed in the tomb of the long-forgotten Dragon King Onaga. There he found ancient texts and scriptures that would allow him to reanimate the mummified remains of the Dragon King's undefeatable army. But to accomplish this, he would need souls, and he knew just the sorcerer who could supply them, Shang Tsung. When Malak and Draman arrived in Outworld, they had a brief encounter with Cyrax, who was now an Outworld scout for the Outer World Investigation Agency. Cyrax managed to scare them away with the use of one of his bombs. The two then settled in an Outworld forest on the outskirts of a nearby town, where they would eat any mortals who walked too close to the tree line. In another part of Outworld, Shao Kahn's army was on the brink of defeat at the hands of Prince Goro's Shokan army and Kitana's Edenian forces. Shao Kahn asked Reptile to travel to Shang Tsung's palace and request his services in the ongoing war. Side note, following Shao Kahn's defeat after the events of Mortal Kombat Trilogy, Tsung was imprisoned for his consecutive failures to deliver Earthrealm to Shao Kahn. In the years that followed, he eventually regained Kahn's favor and with it, his freedom. Reptile traveled to Tsung's palace and delivered the message, letting the sorcerer know his emperor needed him at his side. Reptile then began his journey back to Kahn's fortress. Not soon after, Quan Chi arrived at the courtyard of Shang Tsung's palace, but was ambushed by Scorpion before he could enter. Now in Outworld, where Shinnok's amulet had more power, Quan Chi was able to best Scorpion in battle, and defeated him with a surprising rising star kick that knocked him into the courtyard's acid bath. Now the following was never confirmed, but I'm assuming that this killed Scorpion, since he did just get knocked into a giant pool of acid. If that's true, then Scorpion's soul would have gone back to the Netherrealm, where he most likely found the very same unclosed portal as before, and made his way back to Outworld again. He'll pop up again sometime later in the video. Shang Tsung, who had watched the entire fight from his palace, was impressed with Chi's victory and confronted the sorcerer, asking him what business he had at his place of residence. Quan Chi laid out this offer to Shang Tsung. With his amulet, Quan Chi could tap into the heavens, creating a Soulnado. From this, Shang Tsung would have an endless supply of souls at his disposal, making him extremely powerful and immortal. In return, Shang Tsung would supply Quan Chi with the souls he needed to reanimate the Dragon King's undefeatable army, making the duo quite the force to be reckoned with. Tsung agreed to the terms, and the Deadly Alliance was born. Before they could put their plan into action, they needed to eliminate the two people powerful enough to stop them: the Emperor Shao Kahn and the champion of Mortal Kombat Liu Kang. After hearing the commotion between the fight between Quan Chi and Scorpion, and sensing blood spilled from combat, Reptile turned back to Tsung's palace, but remained hidden. There he witnessed the battle between Quan Chi and Scorpion and overheard the plot to kill his emperor. Reptile scurried off to warn Shao Kahn before the Deadly Alliance could reach Kahn's fortress. But before he could make it back, he ran into the vampire Natara. Natara had been watching the politics of Outworld unfold for some time, and also knew of the attack that was about to come at the hands of the Deadly Alliance. She confronted Reptile and got his attention by offering him an ancient sword once used by his race of Saurians. She also shared with him the secret location of one of Kitana's military bases. This distraction would keep Reptile occupied just long enough to allow the Deadly Alliance's plan to come into fruition. Meanwhile, back on the battlefields of Outworld, Shao Kahn's army was celebrating a rare victory. Sometime after the battle, a disfigured Prince Goro was found dead, and later, a funeral was held for him by Princess Kitana. Kano, now Shao Kahn's general, left the battlefield to personally inform Kahn of their victory. Side note, the corpse that was believed to be Goro was just a disfigured Shokin soldier. More on this later in the video. Shao Kahn was expecting Shang Tsung, so it was no surprise when he showed up at his fortress. He and Quan Chi showed a false pledge of allegiance to the Emperor and then sprang their attack. The combined power of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung proved too much for the weakened Emperor. The Deadly Alliance had killed Shao Kahn. Or so they thought, as later it was revealed that this was just a decoy in case of an assassination attempt. Kano entered Kahn's throne room while the battle was taking place and waited in the shadows until a clear victor emerged. After the Deadly Alliance's win, Kano pledged his loyalty to his new masters. With Kano now an ally, the Deadly Alliance gained control of Kahn's army, and with it, the Tarkatan Horde. By the time Reptile had returned, the Emperor had already been slain. Reptile had failed his Emperor. It was in Reptile's nature to serve a master, and after realizing the kindness Nitara had shown him by giving him the Karahashi blade, he sought the vampire out and gave his loyalty to her as her personal bodyguard. Nitara's first task for Reptile was to attack the Special Forces scout, Cyrax. She made it very clear that she needed Reptile to destroy Cyrax's arm panel. Reptile sprung a surprise attack on Cyrax and was successful in destroying his arm panel. But soon after, Cyrax scared Reptile away with the use of his buzzsaw. After realizing he had failed yet another master, Reptile became very upset with himself. With Cyrax's arm panel destroyed, he lost all contact with the Special Forces and lost his ability to travel between realms. He was now stranded in Outworld. At this time, Nitara confronted Cyrax and told him she would help him get home if he assisted her in retrieving a sacred orb. The orb was located between molten rock and lava, an environment Cyrax's armor should have been able to withstand. Seeing no other option, Cyrax agreed to help Nitara. After losing contact with Cyrax, Sonya and Jax sent their newest OIA recruit Kenshi to Outworld to investigate the whereabouts of their missing agent. Kenshi set out on a quest to find Cyrax, but also sought to find and kill Shang Tsung, the sorcerer responsible for the loss of his sight. During his travels in Outworld, Kenshi came across Ermac and was able to help him break free from Shao Kahn's mind control. In a show of thanks, Ermac helped Kenshi improve his telekinetic abilities. With Shao Kahn out of the way, or so they thought, the Deadly Alliance used a portal known only to sorcerers and deities to travel to Earthrealm to assassinate the champion of Mortal Kombat, Liu Kang. But first, they enlisted the services of the Red Dragon. The Deadly Alliance met with Red Dragon officer Mavado and employed him to do their bidding. In return, they promised to deliver Kano to him, the last known member of the Black Dragon clan. The Red Dragon and Black Dragon were bitter enemies. Around the beginning of the 20th century, a few Red Dragon clan members broke away to create the Black Dragon. The Red Dragon had been hunting the clan for their treason ever since. Mavado instructed his subordinate Su Hao to detonate a mini-nuclear weapon in the Outer World Investigation Agency's base, destroying their ability for inter-realm travel. Su Hao had been posing as an OIA agent for years, helping them bring down Black Dragon members around the globe. Hao activated the weapon and slipped through one of the OIA's portals moments before the explosion. This crippled Earthrealm's ability to travel between the realms. While Su Hao was destroying the OIA's base, Shang Tsung and Quan Chi traveled to the Wuxi Academy. Tsung posed as Kung Lao and snuck up behind Liu Kang during one of his training sessions.
It has been Shang Tsung's desire to consume the soul of Earthrealm's greatest warrior.
Quan Chi waited for just the right moment to spring his attack. Together, the Deadly Alliance was able to defeat Liu Kang, and Shang Tsung consumed his soul.
He achieved the skull. Liu Kang is dead.
With Shao Kahn and Liu Kang both seemingly out of the picture, the Deadly Alliance traveled back to Outworld with Movado to put the remainder of their plan into action. Liu Kang's body was found later by Kung Lao. Raiden had witnessed all of the events that unfolded from the heavens, but could not intervene due to his status as Elder God. Disgusted by his peers, Raiden relinquished his status as Elder God and rallied up Earthrealm's greatest warriors to put a stop to the Deadly Alliance. Among these warriors were Kung Lao, Johnny Cage, Sonya, Jax, Sub-Zero, and his new Lin Kuei in training, Frost. Raiden met with the heroes on the ruins of Shang Tsung's island. There, he told them the news about their friend Liu Kang.
We must act now. We must stop this deadly alliance.
He then used the same portal the Deadly Alliance used to travel to Outworld, where the heroes informed Kitana of the news and met with Bo Raichao for some quick training. Using the amulet, Quan Chi tapped into the heavens by creating a Soulnado directly into Shang Tsung's palace. Tsung used these souls to gain more power and reanimate the bodies of the Dragon King's army. Now, we've been deep diving into the story here, but all of this has been a prelude leading up to the events of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Here are some of the events that we know happened at or around the climax of Deadly Alliance. While in Outworld, Kenshi lost contact with the OIA after its destruction. Unable to find Cyrax, he embarked on a mission to kill Shang Tsung. The Deadly Alliance somehow caught wind of Kenshi's presence in Outworld and ordered Mavado to find and kill him. Mavado found and defeated Kenshi, leaving him to die on an Outworld street. For defeating Kenshi, Mavado was rewarded his fight with Kano and won. Instead of killing Kano, he threw him in a cell in a Red Dragon prison. He'll turn up again in the Armageddon era of the MK storyline. After the events of the Netherrealm War, Noob Saibot remained in hiding in Outworld. With no master after Shinnok's defeat, Noob pledged his loyalty to Shao Kahn. On the battlefield, he snuck up on Goro and wounded him. Sometime later, Noob found Smoke malfunctioned in an Outworld prison. Using his knowledge of technology from his days as a Lin Kuei, Noob rebooted Smoke and programmed him to be his servant. After Shao Kahn's decoy was assassinated at the hands of the Deadly Alliance, the real Shao Kahn fled and found Goro injured on the battlefield. Kahn revived Goro using magic. Kahn then promised Goro he would return the Shokin to their former glory if Goro had allied with him. Goro agreed and placed his seal on a disfigured fallen Shokin. The two went into hiding together, waiting to plan a future attack. Shang Tsung crossed paths with the Oni, Malak, and Draman, and forged a secret alliance with them. Tsung promised to deliver Quan Chi to them and kept them hidden within his fortress in case Chi ever betrayed him. To keep them satisfied, Tsung fed them mortals from time to time. Sometime later, Scorpion returned to Shang Tsung's palace to settle a score with Quan Chi. Instead, he found the two Oni and a fight ensued. After a long battle, Malak and Draman managed to toss Scorpion into the Soulnado. The purity of the Soulnado would have tore Scorpion apart, but he managed to escape to a place between realms called the Void. There he met the Elder Gods and witnessed the future events unfolding. The Elder Gods told Scorpion of a threat greater than the Deadly Alliance that was about to be unleashed upon the realms. If Scorpion agreed to be the Elder Gods' champion, they promised they would resurrect his family and clan. Scorpion agreed, and the Elder Gods' power surged through him. His story will be continued in my next video. Reptile saw Natara conversing with Cyrax and realized that he had been used by the vampire. As Natara and Cyrax made their way towards the lava shrine that housed Natara's sacred orb, Reptile followed them closely, waiting for the right moment to spring his attack. Natara led Cyrax to the incubation chamber of the last known dragon egg. For millions of years, the egg had been there waiting for a vessel to unleash the power of the Dragon King that was inside. Cyrax dove into the molten lava and returned moments later with the orb that Natara desired. The orb was of a mystical power that binded Natara's vampire realm to Outworld. Keeping her word, Natara opened a portal that sent Cyrax back to Earth. She then shattered the orb on the ground, breaking her realm free from Outworld. Natara woke in her home realm of Viternus. Moments later, Reptile entered the chamber in search of Natara and Cyrax, but instead all he found was broken glass and the dragon egg. The egg cracked open and a beam of energy shot into Reptile. Reptile's body twisted and mutated. He then became the vessel for the reincarnated Dragon King. Onaga had returned. With the egg now hatched, the elemental known as Blaze left the lava shrine and traveled to Edenia to prepare for the Battle of Armageddon. During their time in Outworld, Sub-Zero and Frost had become separated from the rest of Earthrealm's heroes. Frost saw a moment of opportunity and hit Sub-Zero with an ice blast. She then snatched the Lin Kuei Dragon Medallion away from him, but Frost was too inexperienced and lacked the discipline needed to control the medallion's power. She became consumed by her own freezing ability. Quan Chi had become suspicious of Shang Tsung after learning the sorcerer was planning on unleashing Malak and Draman on him. In response to this, Chi asked the Red Dragon to assassinate Shang Tsung, and in return, he would reward the clan with power. Mavado gave the order to Su Hao to assassinate Shang Tsung. Unbeknownst to Su Hao, Jax had been tracking him down during his time in Outworld for what he had done to the OIA base. Jax was waiting for Su Hao once he had reached Tsung's palace. In a surprise attack, Jax punished Su Hao for what he had done to the OIA and killed him by tearing out his artificial heart from his chest. While in the process of resurrecting the Dragon King's army, the Deadly Alliance would take control of different Outworld villages and hold small tournaments, promising to let the townspeople go unharmed if a victor emerged. This, of course, was just a ploy to get the townspeople to cooperate, and also take the souls of the best warriors and place them within the undead army. A friend of Bo Raichao and fellow Outworlder Li Mei was one of these warriors. She had won the false tournament, but when the time came for her freedom, the Deadly Alliance instead began her transformation. But Raicho was watching the events unfold in secret. He sprung into action, defeating the Tarkatan guards at Tsung's palace, and then snatched Li Mei away from the Deadly Alliance before the process was completed. While Bo Raicho was exiting the temple with an unconscious Li Mei in hand, he passed by Raiden, Kung Lao, Katana, Jax, Sonya, and Johnny Cage. Fearing for Li Mei's safety, Bo Raicho bid them good luck in their battle and made his way back to his Outworld home. Kung Lao took on Shang Tsung, and Katana took on Quan Chi, while the rest of the heroes battled with the Tarkatan horde. Despite their best efforts, the Deadly Alliance defeated and killed all of the heroes, leaving only Raiden left. Raiden fought well, but the Deadly Alliance had become too powerful. With their combined might, they took down the Thunder God.
Raiden was defeated. The Deadly Alliance had won.
Their victory was short-lived, as their greed and lust for power got the best of them. Moments later, they turned on each other. It appeared that Quan Chi would come out victorious, however he was interrupted. Onaga, the Dragon King, had returned.
Onaga, former Emperor of Outworld, the Dragon King. The prophecy had been fulfilled. The Dragon King had indeed returned to Outworld to reclaim his army and impose his dominance.
Onaga's quest to unite all of the realms drove him towards the amulet Quan Chi wielded. In an attempt to stop the Dragon King, Quan Chi, Shang Tsung, and Raiden formed a new alliance. In an act of desperation, Raiden sacrificed himself, causing a massive explosion that presumably destroyed everyone except Onaga. Onaga now has the amulet, and what he needs to bring destruction to all the realms. Thanks for watching this video. Next time I'm going to take a look at Shujinko's quest in part 1 of a 2-part video series surrounding the storyline of Mortal Kombat Deception. If you liked what you saw here, I'd really appreciate it if you gave my video a big thumbs up, and if you are looking to learn more about Mortal Kombat lore and story, then head on over to my channel, MK Temple, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified every time a new video posts. Thanks for watching.